a flavor, our summer flavor, one of our seasonal flavors being launched today. So if you want to go on the Kombucha Carlington Booch page, you can watch that at 10 o'clock, the big reveal and the contest of guessing which one it is, and you could win a 3-pack of Booch. Yeah, that's fun. That's exciting. Welcome to summer.
Decide how you're running that contest? I know you like to just give stuff away to as many people as possible.
I don't know.
That's your thing.
No, they're supposed to guess what flavor it is.
Do you think that's Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. The whole first one's free concept. I just was wondering where that comes from.
The first one's free.
Where did that come from?
There definitely is a concept in there about getting people hooked on
Yeah, I feel like you like to get people hooked on kombucha.
I think it's worthwhile to be hooked on it. I'm hooked on it. Buddy, were you ever skinny? That was funny. Yesterday.
Oh my goodness. Do you know what I did this morning?
Nothing.
That I
Like
never
roll
do.
out of bed. I brought you a coffee in bed.
No, do you know what I did this morning? That's why.
What?
I weighed myself. I was like, why am I weighing myself? I just remembered why.
I don't feel comfortable talking about this. I want to just ease
It's
into
like
the day with no
weird.
emotional
No, I'm not
spikes.
going to be upset. But it's weird how things are like below the surface psychologically or whatever.
Yesterday, I talked about my COVID-15 problem, like freshman 15. I gained 15 pounds when I got sick and then entered into a time of isolation and things didn't go well. Well, things went well down my throat. And
We ate a lot of junk
I
food.
said the wrong things to Vicky. And
No. You were thinking about...
I asked you if you'd ever
Yeah,
been
I know,
skinny.
but it's because you were thinking about you had never felt that you were skinny.
No one ever has told me that.
How skinny
You're so
were.
thin.
Oh.
You look so fantastic.
And so you
I
asked
love the
me if I had
abs.
ever lived as a skinny person.
I know.
Which doesn't offend me. It doesn't offend me. It was really funny.
Felt offensive yesterday.
I don't feel like a fat person.
Look where his
I don't-
IV was.
I don't feel like a skinny
And they
person.
shaved his belly again. You just had your fur
You're
growing.
changing the subject. I just wanted to tell you that I don't feel like a fat person. But I also don't feel like a skinny person.
I don't.
Isn't that weird? But I also don't weigh myself. I just care if my clothes fit. So right now I have one set of clothes that fits. I would prefer if the smaller set of clothes fit. But it doesn't.
How much do you feel
But I'm
Buddy
okay
weighs?
with that.
We should weigh Buddy.
I don't know.
Anywho,
I was curious
May the
what I weighed.
29th, man. What do you weigh?
Stop it. That's the grave error.
Okay,
I'm
new
comfortable with what I-
contest.
I'm comfortable
Guess
with what I weigh.
of Vicky's
No.
weight, and the closest that gets it gets the bathroom scale and a 6-pack of kombucha. Guess how much you weigh. I hope people play with that.
I am listening to a book though, and I'm actually listening to Jessica Simpson's book, and she talks a lot about addiction, and actually she really well explains ease and comfort and stuff like that. And she was harassed by the media for a certain pair of
I like how
mom
you say
jeans
harassed.
that she wore at a concert, and they like slaughtered her in the media. And she said she never defended herself, but she said they were a size 25. That is not what I wear. That's very
Is that
small.
big?
No, that's very small.
Oh, okay. So
And they made fun of her for how fat she was and like
I
all
thought
this
girl
stuff.
sizes were like 12 and 11
No.
and 9.
Well, there is, but jean sizes are.
Oh, jean sizes
jean
are
sizes
like men's sizes?
Yeah. And
I don't wear a 25.
Oh, me neither.
I wear like a 35.
I don't know if I was a
36.
25 even when I was really skinny, because I was always like, I always wore a bigger size than people thought. Anyway,
Our culture, I think most cultures are revolved around food.
it's
Even like
And-
when I grew up in Asia, the food, there's
and
no
body
TV.
shaming.
There was no body shaming in
No,
Indonesia.
no.
that
But I
was
just
aware
think
of.
that
It's a little young.
I was more thinking about you thinking that you were never skinny. Because
That was my own interpretation. No
You-
one told me.
were not like.
Yeah, no one told me that I was fat. I just always thought that I was, because I was bigger than my brother.
You're a beefy little guy.
I was a beefy little. I was a little bulldozer.
I like my
All
I
right.
like my man with a little meat on his bones. Muscle. Oh, you were hot. Remember? You were so cute.
Okay.
In your Guess jeans.
You're discussing everybody. Okay, powerlessness and unmanageability. Get yourself together, woman. Willpower is not the key to the way of life we are seeking. Surrender is. I've spent much of my life trying to make people be, do, or feel something they aren't, don't want to do, and choose not to feel. I have made them and myself crazy in that process, says one recovering woman. I spent my childhood trying to make an alcoholic father who didn't love himself be a normal person who loved me. I then married an alcoholic and spent a decade trying to make him stop drinking. I have spent years trying to make emotional, unavailable people be emotionally present for me. I have spent even more years trying to make family members who are content feeling miserable happy. What I'm saying is this. I've spent much of my life desperately and vainly trying to do the impossible and feeling like a failure when I couldn't do it. It's been like planting corn and trying to make seeds grow peas. Won't work. That's a good one. I've never heard that.
Analogy.
By surrendering to powerlessness, I gained the presence of mind to stop wasting my time and energy trying to change and control that which I cannot control. It gives me permission to stop trying to do the impossible and focus on what is possible. Being who I am, loving myself, feeling what I feel, and doing what I want to do with my life. In recovery, we stop fighting lions simply because we cannot win. We also learn that the more we focused on controlling and changing others, the more unmanageable our lives become. The more we focus on living our own life, the more we have a life to live, the more manageable our life will become. Prayer for today. Today, I will accept powerlessness where I have no power to change things, and I'll allow my life to become manageable. Amen. That's a powerful one.
I was thinking about how spending so much, that one sentence about spending so much energy trying to get somebody who was emotionally unavailable to pay attention or to care. But I also was thinking about how much energy I exerted, and we see people exert on people around them, usually a significant other, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever, and how, like, if we take a fraction of that energy and focus it on developing a relationship with our higher power, with God, what a difference that makes.
We can do that even in sober recovery. Is like we're trying to get unemotional people available.
Yeah.
Whether it's cell phone or TV or media or. I think we still have to watch out for that in recovery of trying to get people's emotional availability. I believe that when you moved out in 2005 and said there's nothing more you can do is when I actually got help. But the scary thing for you is like you're letting go of my life. And it's like I'm going to die. I'm going to either overdose or get shot or commit suicide. And so very scary on that end, but that's where I got help.
I actually said that to people though. I remember saying, like, I need to leave. He's going to die. And I want to protect the kids. And I can't be here when this happens. I remember, this is how the frame of mind that I was in. I remember thinking, I don't want to be in the newspaper. Like, I don't want to be one of those stories of something that happens. Hello? And then I had 3 people, my therapist, my doctor, and I had reached out to an addiction counselor in Montreal that had met with us once or twice, and he followed up with me, just all within like a few weeks, who all said the same thing to me. And I just remember all of a sudden it clicked, and all my friends had been saying it for years. People had been saying it for so long. It didn't matter what other people said until the moment I think that I was ready to surrender.
I think what it started off, willpower is not the key, surrender.
Yeah.
I think that's your first spiritual awakening where you first surrendered to the relationship. I love the fact trying to get corn into peas, and I love the analogy we stop fighting lions. It doesn't mean that lions aren't there. We just stop fighting them. I thought of Daniel and the lion's den, And it was God protected him. He didn't destroy the lions. He didn't fight the lions. God didn't destroy the lions. And he protected them. So I don't think we're null and void of lions in our lives. But our job is to take care of our spiritual fitness and worship God. And we get the results of that.
And I think unmanageability, like when I realize and recognize my powerlessness and the unmanageability of my life and stop fighting, like clamoring is the word that comes to mind. I just remember clamoring for solutions, like trying this and trying that, and it was so exhausting. So exhausting.
We come into recovery exhausted, full
Yeah.
of fear and weight and pressure and anxiety.
Yeah.
And we long for relief of that.
And I couldn't see the solution. I couldn't see the pathway out. And it actually took like a little while. I feel like I just like laid down and said like, I give up. And then this kind of plan formed that I don't remember even being able to see further than the step in front of me at that point in time.
Good stuff. Unmanageability, powerlessness. Give it to God. Let go. Let God.